everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to tell you what I've been up to. Thank you so much for coming. I do love showing off my makes, and I love that you come week after week to see it. You can find me on social media as Anaya's Toy Box. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, and Etsy. So happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. I am so bad about giving you guys these greetings. Like, I don't celebrate Easter, so I don't always remember to say happy Easter or happy Valentine's Day or happy whatever. And Lion Brand put a post up on Instagram that said Ramadan Mubarak, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lion Brand is saying Ramadan Mubarak to me, and it made me feel so happy. And I realized, oh, I'm not doing that enough. Even though I don't celebrate it, I should be saying happy Easter to all of you. So happy Easter. Okay, so this week, well, yesterday I decided this week was going to be an FO week. I was so close to finishing all my projects. All I had to do was stay on task and work on the projects that I was working on. Anyways, what have I been up to? Well, I'm going to show you this first. And this is the bag I was working on last time. It's finished. This is a market bag. It's called the Square Bottom Market Bag by Crochet by, with a video tutorial from Crochet by Claire. I like the way it turned out. I think for this color palette, this might have been a little too bright, but again, I was using scraps. I was using my cotton scraps. I could have used white up there. I didn't want to use white. I still have more of this left, but the point of this was to use up my cotton scraps. So this is not scraps. Why am I calling it scraps? They're working yarn. This scraps to me are balls of yarn around this size. Anything bigger is working yarn that I could start an amigurumi with. So this one is a leftover, the leftovers of a Karen cotton cake. I don't remember the name, and I threw out the band. This one is I Love This Cotton, that I got ages ago because I haven't been to Hobby Lobby. There's no Hobby Lobby that is convenient for me to go to. And once I went with a friend who had a car to New Jersey, and I said, hey, there's a Hobby Lobby there. And so we went to Hobby Lobby because she had a car and we were in New Jersey, and I got some yarn. And that's probably one of the few times I have ever been to Hobby Lobby. But I got this yarn. I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. This is Michael's creme cotton. Yes, Michael's creme cotton, the leftovers of that. And this is a Bernat, you know those big balls of Bernat that you get? I got this when I was in Canada. I made a bag out of it, and I still have a lot of leftovers. But anyways, it's done. This is my scrappy bag. I think I might make another one. I might not, because I have mostly white left, and I find that's kind of boring. I don't want to do it with this pattern. I'm thinking maybe I'll use the Cinnamon Stitches pattern and use up my scraps through there. I'm not sure yet. But anyways, this one is an FO. I also, sadly, had jury duty this week. It is one of the most boring experiences I have ever been through, but it's done. It's over. They won't call me back for, I don't know how many years, but they won't call me back for years. And during jury duty, I had the choice of taking the 2 amigurumi projects that I was working on, or the shawl that I was, I've been struggling with because it doesn't have it. You know, it's a little bit more complicated shawl that I am used to because I do make complicated stuff, but then my mood wanted at the moment. So I took that shawl because I can't take scissors into a courthouse to do the amigurumi. So this is the shawl. This is the oolong tea shawl. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I finished it. I didn't finish it during jury duty. I just almost finished it during jury duty, and it gave me the kick to finish it up. So you see that stitch marker? That's where I was last time I showed it to you. And I finished the entire pattern. I had to do the reduced version of the pattern. There was more here. She made it with Hobie 8/4 cotton. So, you know, you buy as many as you want. And I had 1 cake of this, so I did the reduced version. But it's done, and it's gorgeous. And oh my gosh, I love this colorway. I love it. This is from Hobie. the Black Friday colorway, and I got it, I think 2 Halloweens ago, 1 Halloween ago, not last Halloween, but maybe the one before. I don't remember. I had bought some of the Halloween colors because I was in love with one of the Halloween colors. This one right here. I was in love. Oh, I just dropped over. I was in love with this color and I really, really wanted it. And so I ordered it from Hobie, and it never showed up. I got a refund. I got in touch with Hobie, and they're like, unfortunately, this is sold out. So, we're gonna refund you the money. So they refunded me the money. But I really, really, really wanted that. This color right here with the purples and the green and the blues. And so when the Black Friday came along and they had this purple, blues, and greens, I bought that colorway, and I absolutely love the way this shawl turned out. I am going to steam it at some point and list it on my Etsy store. Okay, honestly, I'm really, really bad with the Etsy store. I am. I know it was my New Year's resolution that I was going to, as soon as I make something and it's ready to, I take the pictures and it's ready to post, I'll do that. And I am still posting stuff that I made last year. I'll get there. I'll get better at Etsy. I promise. But this will go into my Etsy store eventually. I think next time I sit down on the computer, I'm going to try to put all my shawls up. At the moment, there's 2 shawls in my Etsy store if anyone's interested. But anyways, this is what I finished. I love, love, love this shawl. I love the colors and I love the pattern. It's gorgeous. It's a free pattern. It is linked down below in the last, I don't know how many videos. I don't remember how long I've been working on this, but it's done. So jury duty came in handy and helped me finish the shawl. Okay, so my third FO is this one. This is Fritz the Frog, and I forget the designer. It will be linked down below, but I made him. I have made him before, and I gotta tell you, I must be rusty a little bit on amigurumi, although I make it all the time, or more complicated amigurumi, because this is 4 single crochets in a round, and I had a lot of trouble with that, which, yeah, I never like it, but I don't usually struggle with it, and I was struggling with it here. So that kind of sucked. But anyways, I finished him. I did a lot of adjustments to the pattern. It looks very, like there's only one thing that probably makes it look different than the other one, and that's the belly patch, because I used color change instead of making a belly patch and sewing it on. So it looks a little like it would have looked a little smoother on the sides. Maybe it would have been a little larger. I don't think so though. If I had made the belly patch and then sewed it on. So that's the only thing that looks the difference in the edits that I made. I also edited the foot. This one you make the leg and the foot separately, and then you sew the foot onto the leg, and you sew the leg onto the body. I surface crocheted around the foot to start the leg off, so I didn't have to sew it on, and I crocheted it onto the body. So when it came to the rounds where the pattern tells you sew it between this and this round, I just crocheted there. So that reduced my sewing by 2 or 4 because there's 2 legs. I crocheted the arms on the body. So this was supposed to be sewn on, this was supposed to be sewn on, and this was supposed to be sewn on. So that's 2, 4, 6 pieces were supposed to be sewn on that I reduced and just crocheted on. This, it was supposed to be 2 pieces that you make this piece and you make this piece and you sew it together. I worked out on how to make it into 1 piece, so I did it in 1 piece. So another bit of piece that I reduced the sewing on. So at the end, all I did was sew on the eyes and the body, and I feel like I put the eyes too far back. And by the time I realized it, I didn't feel like cutting it and going back. Like, it is what it is. The eyes are where they are. It's a little too far back. I kind of wish I remembered that the head is sewn on an angle, and instead of holding it like, I held it like this, where this was at the center. I should have held it at an angle when I planned where to put the eyes. But otherwise, I like him. He turned out good. This is actually the 4th frog I made out of this pattern. I gotta say, as far as frogs go, this is my opinion, and my opinion alone. I don't usually like crochet frogs that I've seen patterns of. Not a lot of them I don't like, but this one is one that I really like. I do like the one in the new book that I got, the Woodland Creatures book, which is, I don't know where. But anyways, he is done. Gonna sit up here for a little bit. And the last project that I was working on earlier this week was a doll. And this is the one that if I had stayed on task, I could have shown you in a full week. Here she is. I did her eyes. I'm not completely satisfied with the eyelashes, but this one, these eyelashes right here, with these, I undid it and redid it a few times and I couldn't get it any better. And it got to the point where I was like picking on when I was undoing it, picking on the stitches, the crochet stitches under the embroidery, and I was like, it's not gonna last, it's not gonna stay nice, I need to just accept it, it is where it is. So here she is. All she has left is her hair, which I did start and which I needed to stay on task with. And as you can see, I did not stay on task with it. Let's show you her hair and how far I am from finished, but I could have finished it if I stayed on task. But anyways, there she is. There's her hair on top of her head. I still don't feel like picking up the hair and working on it. I don't know why. I did steam the vest because it was laying weird. It's still laying weird. I steamed it and pinned it onto the body and let it dry. And I think because of the fact that I stuffed the vest, it's still laying weird. This side turned out nice, but this one is still going on an angle. And I don't know how to fix that. Like, I really did steam it and pin it on to the doll for a few hours. And it's much better, but not perfect. But anyways, it is what it is. I need to finish this, and yes, this weekend, next week will be the last time you see this doll. I will hopefully have started another one because I am planning to make 3 Harpers in 3 different outfits. You know, soon. I'm not giving myself a deadline, but I want to make a video with these 3, with this one and the other 2 that I'm going to make. This is the first. I do want to make a video with that, so I'm working on that. This will not be on my Etsy store for a while, not until I finish all 3 of them and I make my video. After that, it'll be on my Etsy store. But there she is. Not finished because I didn't stay on task. So what did I work on? What did I start yesterday that I shouldn't have started? Well, let me show you. This is my cookie jar. It's not full anymore, but it was yesterday. I put all my scraps in there. This one's a little big. It's the leftover. I might take this one out and make something with this. I'm not sure. But anyways, this is 4-weight yarn, so it looks bigger than it is. This is 2-weight. This is where I keep all my scraps. This is what I consider scraps. And they get as little as these balls right here. I think this one right here is the smallest. The yellow right there. But anyways, I keep my scraps in here. Well, I put in some scraps in here yesterday, and the lid wouldn't close. And I was like, oh no, that means my scraps are overflowing. I need to do something about this. And so I started on a basket because that's what I do. When I have enough scraps, I make a basket. So I started on this basket. I have not finished it yet, and that's why I have so much scraps left. I'm still working on it. But there it is. It's a basket. I made it bigger. I don't know why. Maybe because I have been working on amigurumi. My tension might have been tighter. I don't know why. But this base, when I finish the 80 stitches I usually do from the Jada and Stitches, this is a big, beautiful basket, was really small. The base was really small. So I added 2 more rows of increases. So we're at, how many stitches are we at? 8 times 12. 96 stitches, which is why it's taking so long. But I'm at 96 stitches right now, which it is what it is. I have also decided to experiment. Like, I have these baskets. They don't collapse on itself. At least my ones don't. This is the basket that I made a few years ago. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's my Cherry Didi stuff. So I'm going to take everything out from there. This is where I toss in my yarn. When I finish working on something, it needs to be wound up. I toss it in here, and then, you know, I wind it up. I have some other stuff in here. But anyways, this is the basket. It's not completely as stiff as when I first make it, but it's not collapsing on itself. But like I said, it's not completely stiff either. Not as when I first make it and it's fresh and it's stiff and it stays up beautifully. So I thought, let me try, since I have a whole lot of wire and I don't use wire as much as I used to. See, this is how much I have left of the Bernat from that thing. Yeah. Is that it? Did I put everything back? I hope so. Anyways, put that down there. All right, so I decided to experiment. I don't put wires on dolls anymore as much as I used to. And so I'm like, I have so much wire. Why don't I try putting wire? So I am crocheting on top of the wire. So the wire is like right here. And I'm crocheting on top of it. And I'm going to see if over time this stays more stiff than those ones are. Like I said, they're kind of collapsing. And they don't, not too much, but a little bit. They get softer as time goes on. So I'm experimenting with that. So is that the only thing I started? No. No. I also took out this. This is going to be a blanket. I don't know if it's going to be Foggy Creek. I don't know if it's going to be for wings. It's going to be for something. But I have some working yarn, which are like this big, which is not a scrap. It's a working yarn, but it's taking up space and I want to use it up. So I've decided I'm going to make a blanket. I don't have too many of these. I just have a few. So I started the Crochet Memories blanket and I did my first square because I did not stay on task. I did my first square. I am going to take the rest of this green that I have and make the next square at some point. And start off, like as soon as I get balls that are like this big, I will start adding it. I usually like doing neutral color, so I'll probably stick to that. Start adding it to it, and it'll be big enough for a Boggy Creek blanket, so that if I decide to give it to I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just making it. If I decide to give it to Boggy Creek, I'll have it. If I decide not to, well, I'll still have it. But here it is, the first square. I started it instead of staying on task and finishing a doll for you guys and having an FO video. Last time I had an FO video, I had to really work hard at it and make sure that I didn't start anything. And I did it. And I thought, this time I'll be able to do it at night. No. I didn't. Yes. Thank you. Peanut Gallery over there. Peanut Gallery. It's a before your time reference. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Anyways, I hope you all are having a great Easter, and anyone who's like me fasting, I hope you're having a great month of Ramadan. Eid is coming up. I have to start my Eid gifts. Okay, well, my daughter doesn't want one. She wanted me to design something based on one of her drawings. So I said, okay, but you have to give me the drawing soon so I could start the design process as long. And she's like, okay. And she never did. And there's like, what, 10 more days before Eid? I don't think so. Yeah, so I don't see that happening. Even if she gives me the drawing now, I just have to do my son's one. And I will hopefully show that to you next week. But not him. He doesn't get to see it.
I already know what it is.
He does know what it is because I gave him my books and told him to choose something. But he won't see it until Eid. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to hear more from me, please. Talking. Oh my gosh. I am thirsty. Please subscribe. See you next time.
Yeah, you've been
Bye.